The Last of Us HBO show was decent. What's up, guys? It's your boy Hercules, and let's get started. So, last night, around 8 or 9 ish, I want to say around 8 or 9, the HBO, The Last of Us HBO Max original show came out. If you don't know what that is, I'm surprised you don't know, but maybe you're just someone that never played the game. The Last of Us is a video game that was critically acclaimed, loved by fans. This is the first video game. There's another one, but we won't get into that. So Hollywood decided to take the property and do a adaptation for it. And we were all very, very worried, especially the people that knew the source material, that loved the game. We were afraid what Hollywood would do with it. And even though they did do some stuff like some diversity, and we all knew that was eventually going to come. But whenever they announced Joe, I was like, I can see him as Joe. There is some things that the way he talks at times doesn't fit to the Joe from the video game, but that's okay. Not everything's gonna be as accurate as is not gonna be as accurate as in the video game, and that's totally fine as long as you keep with the narrative. So why am I saying that it was okay? Well, there's a reason why I'm saying that, because to me, as someone who played the first game, and I think it's one of the greatest games out there, probably even, maybe not ever, but one of the top 3 greatest games, top 5, top 10. Some will even say ever. But there are certain things that the story doesn't tell you, even in the video game. And I get why they wanted to add some stuff, but to me it didn't felt like it was needed. It wasn't necessary, and it just didn't work for me. Now, the show is great. I think the show is decent enough that people that never played it, they're gonna see and they're gonna be like, God, this is one of the best things I've seen. But the people that played it, they're gonna be like, well, it was okay for one episode. It was okay, but it didn't live up to The Last of Us. And now, of course, there's still multiple episodes still to come, and we will see what happened. But there's certain things that changed that I think they could have kept it from the video game to this. But again, it will be very different from the video game, and I totally get that. I totally do. But there are some changes here that I don't think you need it. I just really don't think you need it. There's one with the scene of with Joe picking up the brother from jail. I can see why some people think that might have been like really better, but to me, I think I preferred the other one where the brother's just calling him. You don't see nothing where he's gonna go pick him up from jail, get him out of jail, because then all of a sudden, whenever they do pull up to the daughter, Joel's daughter, when they come back home, he's got a gun, so it just throws off the story. And in the video game, it's done better where you're still trying to figure out what's going on, and you're trying to look for your dad. You're not out there taking a dog or anything like that. You're just a daughter worried for your dad, looking for your dad. And then when you see your dad come in, the neighbors all crazy, and the dad defends himself, and the daughter's asking questions. To me, that fits better than what they did with the show. But I also get why they added more stuff for the daughter, because really in the video game the daughter dies. One thing they did now was the death of Sarah. That was beautifully done. I still think the video game did it better, but it was beautifully done. And Pedro and the girl that plays Sarah masterfully did a wonderful acting. I even got to the point where I was like, God, man, that was beautiful. But overall, the show still didn't felt The Last of Us. Didn't felt like the game. Didn't felt like in that environment. We had the part with the the guard. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't necessary. I didn't felt necessary because they were just adding another character in there that so you can kind of feel like I guess you want to say some empathy or sympathy for Joel or maybe the other character. But I think the video game did it better where you didn't talk to the guards. You didn't do all this. They moved along, and when the guard got in their way, they knew that they had to take out the guards. It wasn't like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Just turn around. And no, it wasn't like that. So there are some things that I feel like they didn't need to add. Another thing they didn't need to add was the whole scene where Tess comes in and lays down in bed. So they're trying to make it look like they have this relationship slash work relationship. And to me, I don't feel like you needed to have that. You could have just hinted at it, but they pretty much said like, yeah, they're together. And in the video game, they don't do that. It makes you believe like they do have this love for each other, or like they've been together. But one other thing that I didn't really like was how they change how they meet the girl. So in this, they're going out to go look for the guy that beat up Tess, and that part also from the story of Tess, I didn't really enjoy that much how they tried to get it, because in the video game you don't even see that, and it's better you don't see it. But I mean, you can go both ways. But in this, when they first meet Tess, they're actually, I mean, not Tess, when they're first meeting the Fireflies, then you get introduced to Ellie and the other characters. But they're actually looking for the guys that beat up Tess, and in the video game they're looking for them, and there's this big shootout and stuff like that. And I think they could have added that to add more action to it. But I mean, I also understand why they didn't want that, because to them, I think they just want to keep it very grounded and not very outgoing like in the video game sometimes. But overall, I think it was an okay show. It was decent enough that the people that never play the game, they're gonna enjoy this for hell. They're gonna think this is one of the greatest things since the last The Walking Dead. They're gonna think a lot of things about it. But the people that played it, and some people are gonna say, oh, this is the best adaptation ever, this is the best video game adaptation ever. It's not. Let's be very honest, it's not. It's an okay, but it's not the greatest adaptation of a video game ever. Let's be very honest, it's not. But it is good enough that you can sit down and enjoy it. And we'll see what goes on with the show, because I don't know how many episodes they have, but we still have a long ways to see how the story changes. We know they added more stuff to it, so we're going to see how the story changes. But overall, I think it was okay. I think it's definitely a 5 out of 10, so it's right there in the middle. It's decent. It's good where you can enjoy it, and some people may not enjoy it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.